The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Shawn.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. It is the last day of May 31st, 2022, 5:32 right now. And Steph, every morning looks like the Lion King.
Oh, the sunrise, eh?
Yeah, oh my goodness. I just want to keep on taking pictures of it, but then I would just turn my Instagram account would just turn into a sunrise account, which I don't know if that's really a bad thing.
Well, I think you could get some extra followers because every time I hashtag sunrise or sunset, I get like DM to promote it, DM to whatever from like random accounts. I'm like, you are a robot and you follow the hashtag sunset.
Yeah.
But driving here in the morning, I have started reaching out to my photographer friends to try and convince them that they need to get a photo of how beautiful the sunrise is. And I've been like, okay, it's only for like, you have a 15-minute window. You need to be down looking over the river at 4:40. You'll be done by 4:55 maximum. Like, it's just so quick. And you'll get an award-winning photo. You could probably get it put in Cottage Life or something because it would be over the river. Like, I'm just trying to. Okay, you know what? I think this is a really nice magazine that I enjoy reading. But I'm like, I wish I could pull over on 63 and take a photo every morning. But I just look around me and I'm like, nah, not safe again today. Okay, fine. I'm like, I hope all of you are appreciating the fact that I'm not cutting you off and pulling over on the shoulder.
There we go. Who we have to talk to get a viewpoint pullover on that dang highway?
Oh, yeah. I think his name is Mayor Sandy Bowman. Yesterday, I got in my own head a little bit, and I went to a place I've never gone before, I would say.
Oh, really? Interesting. This late in the life. Like this late in life.
New experiences happening all the time. So I got myself a little pizza at Mack Island and ate some of it and then put it back in the box and rested it on top of the water fountain because I needed to wash my hands. I saw this great sink in this washroom, went in, washing my hands. There's a man using the water fountain and he just like keeps like weirdly looking in at me. And I was like, dude, like, I'm sorry I left my pizza box there, but like, this is awkward. Why are you staring into this washroom?
So he was also in there?
No, he was trying to like use the water fountain, and I had rested my pizza box on top of it, not hindering the fountain at all. But I was just like, wow, you're really concerned that I've left this pizza box. Are you going to steal the rest of my pesto chicken pizza?
Did you stare back at him and be like, I'm watching you with my pizza?
No, I was just kind of like, this is really awkward. And especially because those sinks oftentimes are, they're the motion sensor, but you're like trying to get it to work. And you're like, I'm still covered in soap here. Like, come on, I haven't had enough yet. And so I'm just about done washing my hands and getting all that soap off when a man walks in to the bathroom. And this is not the same man who was at the water fountain. This is a new one. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I turned around really fast to be like, oh, that's okay. And as I did, I saw a whole row of urinals. I was like, oh no, it's me. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't even look. I'm just washing my hands. And like, he was like backpedaling away, like couldn't get away fast enough. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I do this?
You didn't see anything while you're in there. You didn't see any of the...
And there were no other friends in there. Right. Nobody cleared their throat deeply for me to understand that I was in the wrong spot.
Good.
Yeah. But I feel like that man who was at the water fountain could have said something.
All right.
He definitely knew what was going on. And he could have used his words like, hey, girl, you're in the wrong spot.
Well, don't worry. All the men out there are secrets still safe. She saw nothing.
5 a.m. Confessions.
Such a beautiful day yesterday, Steph. And all throughout the week here, we're just getting sunshine and like temperatures nearing 20 degrees. I have a little bit of confession about my day yesterday, though.
All right, let's hear it.
I had 2 naps.
Shawn, you had a nap for me, I guess, because I didn't get one at all. 2 naps.
I somehow snuck into. I will say, I did get out for a walk. I did walk over 10,000 steps yesterday in the beautiful day that we had, but it tired me out so much that I had to have 2 naps.
Now, did you at least like do it in the sunshine, or were you just like, hello, bed. Nice to meet you again?
Oh, both in my comfy bed. So I got off work early yesterday around like 11:30, and immediately I just hit the bed. I was just like, you know what? Tired, Monday. I snooze for about an hour here, and then I'm going to go out and just really take in all the day. And I did that.
And then you felt like, I deserve a reward. Another nap.
I didn't plan on the second one. I was just at home and I was lying in bed and I think I tossed on something on the telly and probably Heartland or something. And then, and then it just made me fall asleep. And then I fell asleep for around 4 o'clock for like another hour until like around like 5:30. I was just like, ooh, okay.
First off, Heartland isn't that boring. Second off, if you're in your bed and not planning on having a nap, I don't know like how you don't plan on having a nap. And just like, okay, yeah, second nap it's coming. It's inevitable.
Yeah. But it was perfect though because hockey started at 6. So then it was just like my night was great. It was great after that. And I got everything that I wanted to get in was my steps. And yeah, so a little ashamed I had 2 naps on a very nice day. Not so much ashamed.
You ever smell the mothball, Shawn?
Not only have I never smelt one, I don't even know what that means.
Well, it's a thing to keep moths away from
all right.
chewing your fabric. And you often might find it in like somebody's camper or something. So like over the winter, they'd be like, oh, don't want the moths to get this.
Is this a everyday problem?
This is my question because I've seen like a couple times there's been a little bit of like chew marks on like an old tent trailer's curtains or something like that. But I don't feel like the problem outweighs the stench that is a mothball.
Oh, okay. So mothballs stink.
They stink really bad. I want to say they smell a bit like formaldehyde, but now I'm wondering if that's just what I associate it with because I can't picture what formaldehyde smells like. Like now I'm like, it smells like a mothball. They just go hand in hand.
I was like, you're teaching chemistry class right now. Formaldehyde.
And it's wrong. It's wrong. Don't listen. But yesterday, my husband bought like a really, really nice wool blanket at a garage sale. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, the first thing you do when you buy a blanket is you throw it in your own washer. No,
throw it in your washer.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
So I put this thing in the washer. All is well and good. But when I took it out, it smelled quite strongly like a mothball. Oh, no. And I was like, what should I do about this? So then I put it in the dryer.
Yeah.
And while all this was happening, I was multitasking, of course, because that's only a 1 moment thing.
Yes.
I'm making dinner, and my husband walks in and he says, "Oh, smells good." And I was like, "Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Here you go." And he eats like 3 bites of it, like just doesn't
on
really
something he would
touch his
normally
dinner.
devour, or
Yeah, it was a non-pizza.
oh,
Like
okay.
It was delicious.
Yeah. Give me 2.
And he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm just not that hungry." And I was like, "Oh." Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I made dinner then for us if you weren't hungry. And then he goes outside, and when he comes back in, he's like, "Oh my gosh, like, are you drying that wool blanket? Is that what that is?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I thought that was the food."
Oh no, the damn mothballs. They're back again.
He thought I was serving him formaldehyde for dinner.
Yeah, he's like, "You trying to get off me? What's going on here? Are we not happy? Like, can we sit down and talk? You don't have to do this."
What is going on? My whole house smells like mothballs now. I have, of course, took it out of the dryer, and now I'm like soaking it in vinegar and finding all these Google hacks for trying to make it smell better. But what do I do about the stench that has encroached on my house?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can burn it down, or I don't know.
Gosh, that sounds drastic.
Yeah,
But if
no,
a
don't do
spider
that.
Crawls out of somewhere to go along
Get an
with
air
the mothball
freshener or a
stench.
candle or something. Maybe that'll work. Yesterday, I asked for not only your help, but the listeners' help in trying to decide what television show should I move on to next now that like hockey playoffs are dwindling down to like 1 per day.
Right.
What did you suggest, Heartland?
Yeah, it was a toss-up. Did you want the Great Canadian Baking Show or Heartland? And you declined both of them, saying I was lame.
Well, Heartland was actually on, so I watched it a little bit.
Really?
On cable television, and fell asleep within the first 10 minutes. So that was good for naps. That was a great suggestion for naps. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I aim to please.
But I ended up going with Stranger Things out of all the new shows. I tossed aside Ozark.
Oh.
Which I thought I was going to watch because I tuned into like the 3-minute trailer that was online for Stranger Things. Holy moly, that is one of the greatest trailers I've seen to get me hyped up for a television show in a while.
And so you watched it. How much did you watch of it?
I watched 1 episode because every episode's over an hour long. And so I watched it late at night too. And then there are some scary parts, I will say. They're like, it's getting darker and darker, and there are some just like intense parts, but I wanted to watch more.
Wow.
But it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, I need to go to bed.
But can we talk about the fact that you had 2 naps yesterday? So you should have been able to stay up till at least midnight. So you could have watched a second episode, Shawn.
Never doubt my napping abilities and still being able to fall asleep at 10. But yeah, so we Stranger Things, it's absolutely incredible. And if you haven't watched the trailer, here's just a little snippet of it.
People say Hawkins is cursed. They're not way off.
It's time.
Now, Shawn, you have perfected the art of saying no.
Yes. Wait, no. This is the time where I can say yes, but I have perfected how to say no.
And I am awful at it. I get really like, I'm sorry. And I oftentimes when I'm saying no, like texting or emailing, my husband will be like, why are you making that face? Stop making that face. Because I just am like cringing at the,
Oh, man.
But I found maybe something that could help me and maybe some other people who make faces when they have to email no back.
Yeah.
And it's like a email generator for how to say no, and you can just copy and paste and switch out the specifics of it. Mm-hmm. So there's like how to say no to a phone call and keep things over email. And it's like just reply, hey, what do you want to talk about? Get that conversation moving right away and keep it there. How to say no to a coffee. It says, thanks for reaching out. As much as I'd love to network over some caffeine, my schedule is currently packed a little too tightly for me to make some room for these types of casual chats.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, it seems like kind of mean, but at the same time, like they've really tried to let people down easy. How to say no to a meeting. Thanks for sending that meeting invite. Unfortunately, I'm not able to attend because of prior scheduling, but please keep me updated. Like, it's just like, wow.
It's so easy.
Yeah, and all of these people who have submitted these email no, so you can just like kind of thank like Steve Jobs for how to say no like Steve Jobs. Please leave us alone. Apparently he's sent this to people who have requested stuff from Apple multiple times.
Oh my goodness.
Emily McCarthy, how to say no to doing free work.
Now we'll know in the office if you send one of these to someone in the office, or like you're just not wanting to do it.
Yeah, it'll have to be like reverse image search and be like, who actually wrote this no for you?
That's right. We're on the case on you. You can only use this to other people.
My husband and I are thinking of taking up a new sport next winter.
Okay.
Ice fishing.
Okay.
It could happen.
Yeah.
But we feel like now is kind of the time when people are cleaning out their storage sheds and stuff, that if you're going to get a bunch of ice fishing stuff for cheap, you got to buy it now and be the one to store it.
Deals. And you're always looking for deals. You're really good at that.
Yes. A little bit of frugal Nancy over here. Anyway, so yesterday someone's selling like an ice auger and some fishing rods and things like that. Just kind of like everything you need to start the sport up.
That's right.
And so we said, yeah, sure, we'll take it. And they were like, it's at a campground and I'm not home, but just go check it out. And if you like it, feel free to e-transfer me.
Oh.
And we're like, okay, sweet.
Very welcoming.
Yeah. And they said it's just at the front of the camper. Can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
We go out to this campground. They didn't say what site they were at or anything like that. Just can't miss it. And we are the people with our windows down, scoping out everybody's camper, trying to find this fishing gear.
How many campers are out there? Did they specify like what one they were at? A lot yard?
They specified nothing, just that it was in the front of the camper and you can't miss it. So we were like slowly ambling through this lot, inspecting everyone's camping gear. Like, is that it? That looks like a fishing rod, but not the right color.
Imagine if someone else had some stuff hanging out.
I know. We would have just taken it and been like, looks great. Thanks for the stuff. And they'd come home and be like, did you take it?
Yeah, we still have it here, but you e-transferred us like X amount of dollars for it. You're like, then whose stuff did we take?
Yeah, meanwhile, the police is showing up at my house. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. I want to say a couple weeks ago, Apple came out with a whole bunch of new emojis, maybe around 40, 50 of them. One of my favorites that is on here, Steph, it is a face with a smiley face that's smiling, but it's like kind of melting.
Yeah, it looks like it got like left on an element or something.
Yeah, it reminds me of like melting ice cream a little bit. And the way that I view a melting smiley face is maybe like things aren't going great. it's melting away, and just that kind of vibe.
Okay.
Like an ice cream cone melting, just like not great.
Yeah.
And so I've been sending these to my girlfriend, and she didn't update her phone yet, so they're showing up as question marks. So she downloaded her new update or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, I love it," but she has no clue how to use it. Like I didn't explain how I was using it.
Yeah.
But then we were chatting about the new Circle that just came out. We watched it. And I was just like, oh, yeah, the cast is so great. They always do a great job. And she's like, yeah, I absolutely love the cast, too. And then she put a melting face. I was just like, can you explain your emoji use right there?
Yeah, because to me, the melting face is like you're trying to melt into the background or melt into the floor and disappear. Like you're like, oh, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I have a really busy day and I have 7 more things to do. Melty face. Like things just aren't going great today.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like melting away within the day. And she was like, no, I can't really explain how I'm using it. I just don't really understand, but I really like the looks of it. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, this is going to take some time. Did you notice any of the emojis that are standing out for you?
Oh my goodness, the heart hands. There's one that like I do that heart hand to so many people. Just a little picture of a heart, like love you, thank you, whatever. I think though for your girlfriend that she should look up what it's called, because that always proves to be a definition for me. Like if I'm ever typing and then it suggests an emoji, I'm like, oh, that's an embarrassed face. I had no idea. But I'll be like, I was so embarrassed. And then it'll be like, would you like to replace the word embarrassed with this like red face? I'm like, oh, yeah. I thought that was blushing. All right.
Yeah. And the final of them all is there's a troll emoji now. So if you just need to just a simple emoji someone, just send them a troll.
That'll be overused for sure.
Over the past week, I've been complaining a lot on this radio show here about just the chronic problem Harvard Media, our company, has across 2 provinces wide, over 300 employees, I think, of just replying all when a company-wide email goes out.
Now, I feel like there's only about 8 or 9 people that have the problem, because we do only get about 8 or 9 reply alls that are like, congratulations on 5 years. Yeah, congrats. Like, it's not that many emails.
A lot of repeat offenders, are you saying?
Yeah, it must be. That's what I think. Yeah.
It's still too much. But yesterday we had a king rise above. His name's Barney. He works in Regina at one of the Harvard radio stations. And he sends out an email and he says, hey, congrats to this guy. 15 years, 1 company. It's an absolutely incredible accomplishment. What does his last sentence read here?
What?
Praise him. He says, reply alls can be sent to this person privately with a smiley face and a winky face.
Wow. Did you call Barney? Did you say, Barney, are you sending out an email to the company-wide email? I should
call him. He has his phone number in his email signature here, and I should just be like, thank you so much. You are doing the entire company a giant favor with this.
You know what else is in his email signature is the address. Perhaps you should just send him a crown, since you're calling him the reply all king.
I should mail him a crown and then just put on the box just like, this is for telling people to not reply all.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.